Hi, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be going through episode 4, Fender Bender, Dexter Original Sin. Right, let's jump right into it. So, this episode is all about, there's a few things going on, So, Miami PD have found the 10-year-old boy that has been taken hostage in the few episodes before. Unfortunately, they didn't find him in time, so he's unfortunately dead, and they are starting to investigate that. Derek, not Derek, as I call him, is having family problems we've seen, so they're touching on that character a little bit more. Couldn't tell you his name. He, also the family problems are very similar to season 1 Derek Shepherd, so, you know, wife cheating on him. His acting has gone far. I'm joking, I do really like Patrick Dempsey, yeah. The Harry flashback sequences watched him take care of Dexter and Brian as kids while Laura Moser went on some drug thing to help for the case. And obviously he got to see we got the creepers from Brian, so they're setting up that he was kind of before the event is already just a bit crazy, basically. He's a little bit sinister even as a child, they're setting that up, whereas Dexter's a bit of a different vibe, so they're very much separating out the two starts. And then we also got to see Laura Moser and Dexter. We also got to see Laura Moser and Harry Morgan's little relationship start, which is a little good thing. Deb also sneaks off in the present day. Deb sneaks off to a nightclub and meets a new friend who I think is going to potentially become like a new boyfriend-esque type of guy. And then Dexter tries to kill a retired hitman from the mob, and this ends up badly with the hitman escaping, but then also gets hit by a car. But yeah, so there is a lot going on. So yes, aspects of the show that I'm actually quite enjoying is we get to see like the beginnings of LaGuerre, the friction, the politics that she starts playing out. We see her loving the press, of course she does. We get to see Dexter go to his first solo crime and have to do the forensics on it, which does later on lead to a nice little scene of him like setting up a room to test out his theories, which we have seen in the original show, which was a really nice little like seeing his career progress. So yeah, they're nice touches. Obviously seeing him try and kill this hitman, I like seeing him struggle. Sounds really harsh. I like seeing the mistakes and like fumblings of early Dexter, because obviously he wouldn't have been like pro at it right at the beginning, but yeah, so it's fun to see those little like hiccups and how he's learning. I am intrigued 'cause I've been rewatching the original show, so I'm halfway through season 2, and they're investigating the Bay Harbor Butcher, and he has 18 bodies they find in the ocean, and I am intrigued, and I'm like that person that will like, I want to nosy at this, how many he kills, and then when he finds the ocean like dumping ground that he starts doing, and like how many from there, if that was like staying consistent, basically if they like keep it to around 18. I don't know if the show's going to go that far. I'm not sure if this is meant to be like a one-off series. I don't really know much more about it. Probably should do a bit of research. It's fun rewatching the original show Dexter, because I am having like season 1 and half of season 2. Like I am enjoying it. It's the reason why I love the original show. The first 4 seasons, season 4, love it. Like that is mainly the reason I'm rewatching it, is because I've convinced my other half to watch it for season 4. Massive fan, love that series. But yes, sorry about the tangent. It's just it's helping the timelines of everything. So obviously I believe this is like 11 to 12 years before the show starts. It's telling me, I think I should probably make notes on this, because I am that person that I'm like, I want to work out when in the original show they're telling me things and when it's playing out in Original Sin. Even if the Original Sin is just the 1 year, like the last year of Harry's life, I feel like it's going to be. I still want to figure it out, basically, and kind of like follow it on. Another thing that I've kind of come and notice of, like I saw online is someone pointing out like how flashbacks worked in the original series, where like a flashback was linking to the show that was playing out, like the storyline that was playing out in that season, and it was kind of like as Dexter was learning things, we were seeing that in them flashback form. So it was always kind of from Dexter's perspective. Whereas in this episode, they have let on from the voiceover that it is hindsight, not playing out current, which I feel like they've not really been like super consistent with. I'm pretty sure the comments from Michael C. Hall, I might be wrong, but feel like thoughts. But then there was that little comment that was like, LaGuerta will come to appreciate his skill set with forensics. So yeah, that is kind of giving it's from hindsight, which I thought was an interesting little thing to take note of. And with that, kind of feels like this, because of how the first episode started, is going to link to the Resurrection show. So I feel like the best payoff for this and would be the current storyline that is playing out throughout will link to the original, like not to the original, to the link to Dexter Resurrection. Maybe that's one of the bad guys, like let's say Patrick Dempsey is the bad guy, but Dexter doesn't actually kill him, but maybe he finds out he's still alive. They'd have to really age him up. Excuse me. And then he goes after him, potentially, in the new show. Like, he can't help himself kind of vibe. Maybe something like that. So I feel like to make Original Sin have that payoff, this, I think, is going to link to Resurrection. But then saying that, I also find gripe with the fact that if this is a flashback prequel series, then they have flashbacks within flashbacks, and the Harry flashbacks, aren't adding to Dexter's perspective, and this is a show being told from Dexter's perspective, so the flashbacks do feel, in that context, as much as I'm enjoying them, out of place. I feel like, again, they should have just been their own prequel show, because Dexter isn't going to find any of this information out until the original show, like 10 years later, so it's not really adding anything to Dexter's perspective, and these shows are always kind of really told from Dexter's perspective, whether it's present day or in hindsight. Like it's from his perspective. He's a biased, unclear narrator sometimes, but that was why we followed it. That's why we enjoy the show. We enjoy Dexter as a character and how complex he can be. So yeah, that's little gripes that I have and observations over all of it. The other thing I saw online was, I had actually forgotten about her, but Vogel. Where's Vogel? They're just kind of completely ignoring Vogel and how they said that she had influence on Harry, and obviously I did think maybe they can just retcon it. Maybe they can say she lied, but then also when I was having a little read up on this like article saying how they're ignoring like that little plot line of Vogel is, I believe she had video recordings, I think, of him, the sessions they had. So in that sense, they've kind of like dug themselves a little bit of a hole with that. They can't really, like, they are just at this point ignoring it, which is, it weren't a storyline I was a massive fan of in the original show, but also if it is in the original show, they kind of should respect that and build upon it. But hey ho, it's, yeah. And then the other thing I just want to touch on, the Deb stuff, the only way that can really pay off is if the guy now she has met links into the overall storyline over in the big picture of things. And I do hope he might be somewhat involved with the 10-year-old boy storyline, or yeah, so something along those lines, just because at the moment the One Tree Hillness of Deborah Morgan in this show isn't quite hitting it for me. Like, if I want teen drama, I will go find myself a teen drama. I think I struggling to care, but the actress is doing really well. Like, I think she's holding her own with it. Is she a little bit whiny? Do you know what? I thought it was just because she was a teenager, but I have just watched season 1 and 2, or half of 2. She's a little bit whiny in that show, so it's a part of Deb's character, and it's why I am fond of Deb's character, and I think as the original show goes on, I do get more fond of her. Rewatching it now, I'm a lot older. She is quite whiny. So we'll see how it plays out. Miami Metro PD crew. I'm not I'm struggling to see why they kind of cast Angel at the moment. He's not really in it very much at all. I think by casting him this early on is a little bit of a distraction, because it's like, look at all these like characters from the original show that are there, but they could have just pushed it to like later on, like have these introductions of hopefully Dokes and Angel come into it later on. Like, I get Masuka being there. He's kind of in a similar essence, but he's kind of in it as much as he was in the original show. I feel he just kind of pops in and out. But yeah, they've got like a lot of new characters and a lot of the old ones, and the old ones I don't think they're using fully yet. So I don't know if they should have had him in. I think they should have come in later when they're ready to like kind of capitalize on that and then utilize them. So for me, Angel was too soon. They could have moved that back. But yeah, the cast members that have been cast as characters from the original show that I still think are doing really well. They've got a lot going on. They wanted to achieve a lot. It feels quite heavy loaded, if that makes sense. So with that, I'm gonna end that here on episode 4, Fender Bender. And I will see you in the next episode. Please like and subscribe and leave me a comment on what you thought, because I really do love the franchise so much. I think it's had its hits and it's had its misses. And I just want to see... I'm probably just more excited for the Michael C. Hall stuff again, which I didn't actually realise was going to happen. So I am intrigued on what people's thoughts are of the show, Original Sin. So yeah, let me know what you thought down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!